A wealthy magnate placed his faith in the wrong person, and it nearly cost him everything. On a desolate dirt path, unconscious and vulnerable, his tiny twins sobbed for a father who couldn't reply. When everyone else vanished, one shabby homeless child refused to turn away. With shaking little hands, he pressed down on the billionaire's torso, fought danger, and even when authorities accused him, he yelled the truth. What transpired next would alter both of their fates forever. Before we start, drop a comment below. Tell us what hour it is where you live and where you're watching from. Let's begin now. The car jolted fiercely over the rugged dirt road. In the rear seat sat Idris Kane, a magnate in his early 30s with his twin babies wrapped in cream-colored onesies beside him. His light blue suit was creased, one pant leg torn from earlier when he'd tripped carrying them. That day he had sent away all his employees, no bodyguards, no nanny, no aides. "They're mine today," he had murmured, strapping the babies into their car seats. For once, no one else. Just me and them. The infants whimpered softly, disturbed by the rough ride. Idris leaned closer, trying to soothe them. "It's all right, Milo. It's okay, Mira. Daddy's right here." But something felt strange. The driver, a recent hire, kept glancing back at him in the mirror, his jaw tightened. Without warning, he swerved off the main road onto a narrow lane lined with trees. Idris scowled. "Where are you heading?" "Shortcut, boss," the driver muttered. "I never asked for a shortcut," Idris snapped sharply. "Get back on the main road." A faint hiss filled the vehicle, the windows vibrating slightly. Idris coughed, his lungs burning. "What is this?" he choked. The driver's voice chilled. "You're too wealthy to understand, but debts don't erase themselves." Idris's heart clenched. He tore off his blazer, covering the twins to shield them. "Touch my kids and—" he started, but the world spun. His words slurred, vision blurring. The baby's screams grew louder as he collapsed unconscious. Moments afterward, a small barefoot boy wandered along the dirt edge. Kofi, barely 7, wore a ripped brown t-shirt and an achingly empty stomach. He'd been searching for scraps near the woods, alone since his mother had been taken to a city refuge days ago. Starvation gnawed at him. Until he heard muffled, desperate cries, he darted toward the noise and froze instantly. A man in blue lay still on the ground. 2 tiny babies squirmed beside him under his coat, faces red and wet with tears. "Oh, God," Kofi breathed, horrified. He dropped down to his knees. Hey, mister, wake up!" He shook his shoulder, but the man's head sagged. Kofi leaned close, hearing weak breaths, a faint heartbeat. He remembered a poster from the shelter, hands pressing down, arrows showing how to save someone. He interlocked his palms, set them on Idris's chest, and began compressions. 1, 2, 3. Tears streaked his dusty face. "Don't leave, mister. You've got kids." "You can't abandon them," the twins cried harder. Kofi pulled tighter the blazer around them. "Shh, I got you. Don't weep. He's gonna survive." Idris's eyelids flickered open for a moment. The driver turned away. Couldn't breathe. He gasped before fainting again. "No! No, no!" Kofi shouted. He searched Idris's pockets, found a cell phone, and tapped frantically until an operator answered. "Help! There's a man! He's barely breathing! He's got 2 babies! We're on the forest road. Hurry!" "Stay calm," the operator insisted, but Kofi snapped, "I am calm! Just come fast." He placed the phone on speaker and went back to compressions. 1, 2, 3. "You hear me, mister? I'm not letting you die." The baby's sobs echoed, sweat streaming down his forehead. Then headlights appeared. A black SUV rolled closer and stopped abruptly. A tall stranger in a dark coat stepped forward, eyes cold. "Kid," he said sternly, "walk away now." Kofi's breathing faltered, but he stood firm over the babies. "No, he's alive because of me." "I'm not leaving him," the man smirked cruelly. "Street rat thinks he's a hero." He advanced closer. Kofi tightened fists. "You want him? You'll go through me." The man's chuckle was harsh. "You're nothing, kid." Then sirens blared. Faint at first, then deafening. The man cursed, leapt into his SUV, and sped away. Police vehicles and an ambulance arrived quickly. Paramedics rushed Idris onto a stretcher, lifting the babies to safety. Kofi stumbled back, breathing shakily, relief flooding through him. Until a police officer barked, "Step back!" "Hands up!" "What?" "No, I helped him," Kofi pleaded, terrified. 2 officers seized him roughly, twisting his arms. "You expect us to believe this?" A rich man half dead, 2 infants, and you, a dirty thief, the hero? I didn't take anything, Kofi screamed, his voice breaking. A tycoon placed his faith in the wrong person, and it nearly ended his life. On a desolate dirt road, unconscious and helpless, his tiny twins cried for a father who couldn't answer. When everyone else vanished, one tattered homeless boy refused to turn away. With shaking small hands, he pressed on the billionaire's heart, faced danger, and even when the officers accused him, he yelled the truth. What unfolded afterward would alter both of their fates forever. Before we start, drop a comment below. Tell us what hour it is where you're watching from. Let's begin. The sedan lurched sharply over the uneven dirt path. In the rear seat sat Idris Kane, a wealthy man in his early 30s, with his twin babies bundled in cream-colored clothes beside him. His light blue suit was creased, one knee torn from earlier when he'd fallen while carrying them. That day he had dismissed all his staff. No guards, no nanny, no assistants. They're mine, he had told himself, strapping the babies into their carriers. For once, nobody else. Just me and them. The infants whimpered softly, disturbed by the rough journey. Idris leaned close, trying to comfort them. It's all right, Milo. It's fine, Mira. Daddy's got you. But something felt wrong. The driver, a recent hire, kept glancing at him in the rearview mirror, his jaw tightened. Without warning, he swerved off the main highway onto a narrow trail lined by trees. Idris scowled. Where are you headed? Shortcut, the driver muttered. I didn't ask for a shortcut, Idris retorted. Get back on the road. A low hiss filled the vehicle, the windows trembling faintly. Idris coughed, his throat burning. What the hell is this? The driver's tone turned chilling. You're too rich to understand, but debts don't vanish themselves. Idris's lungs tightened. He ripped off his blazer, covering the twins to shield them. Touch them and... he began, but the world spun. His voice slurred, vision darkening. The baby's screams grew louder as he collapsed, completely unconscious. Moments later, a small barefoot boy trudged along the dirt lane's edge. Kofi, no older than 7, wore a torn brown shirt and carried an empty stomach. He'd been searching for scraps near the woods, alone since his mother had been taken to a city shelter days ago. Hunger gnawed at him until he heard faint, frantic wails. He rushed toward the sound and froze. A man in a faded blue suit lay motionless on the ground. 2 tiny babies wriggled beside him under his coat, faces red and tear-streaked. Oh, God. Kofi murmured, terrified. He dropped to his knees. Mister! Hey, mister, wake up! He shook Idris's shoulder, but the man's head hung lifeless. Kofi pressed his ear to his chest. Faint breaths, weak pulse. He remembered a poster from the shelter, hands pushing down on a chest, arrows showing how to keep someone alive. He locked his small palms together, set them on Idris's body, and began pressing. 1, 2, 3. Tears carved through the dust on his cheeks. Don't die, mister. You've got children. You can't leave them. The twins wailed louder. Kofi tucked the blazer snugly around them. Shh, I got you. Don't cry. He's gonna be all right. Idris's eyes fluttered open for a moment. The driver turned away. Couldn't breathe, he rasped before fainting again. No. No, no, Kofi screamed. He dug into Idris's pocket, found a phone, and fumbled with the buttons until an operator answered. Help! There's a man. He's not breathing right. He's got babies with him. We're on the forest road. Please hurry. Calm down, the operator urged, but Kofi snapped. I am calm. Just come quickly. He set the device on speaker and went back to compressions. 1, 2, 3. You hear me, mister? I'm not letting you die. The baby's screams filled the air as sweat poured down his face. Then headlights. A black SUV rolled toward them and halted. A tall man in a dark coat stepped out, expression cold. Kid, he said flatly. Walk away. Kofi's breathing hitched, but he stood defiant over the infants. No, he's alive because of me. I'm not leaving, the man smirked. Street rat pretends he's a hero. He stepped nearer. Kofi clenched his fists. You want him? You'll have to face me. The man's laugh was cruel. You're nothing then, sirens. Faint at first, then blaring. The man cursed, jumped into his SUV, and sped away into the darkness. Police cars and an ambulance arrived moments later. Paramedics lifted Idris onto a stretcher, carrying the twins to safety. Kofi staggered back, breath shaking, relief washing over him. Until a police officer yelled, Step away! Hands up! What? No, I saved him. Kofi protested, frightened. Two cops grabbed him roughly, twisting his arms. You expect us to believe this? A wealthy man half dead, two crying babies, and you, some dirty thief, are the hero? I didn't steal anything, Kofi shouted, his voice breaking.